Welcome to Chronicles of a Medium. I'm your host, Maureen Hashi, psychic medium, intuitive healer. Join me for compelling conversations into true crime, mediumship, and everything in between. As a medium, I'm often asked about children and spirits of children. And the question is, do spirits of children come through, and why? Spirits of children often come through, and their energy can vary from intensity, mischievous, shy, playful. However they were in this lifetime, they do remain in the afterlife, so that their people know who they are. And kids don't beat around the bush. They're very forthcoming in how they've left the planet and their messages to their people, or who did bad things to them. And I had this crazy experience at a location where a little girl had been murdered, and she wasn't murdered at the location. She was murdered in a different state, but she was at the perpetrator's house. Keep in mind, everything holds energy, including people, through thought processes, through material objects, even the ground, articles of clothing. So it just really depends on what you have and the attachment that the spirit has to those items. For example, a child could be really attached to their teddy bear, and if you keep that teddy bear, you'll often feel their energy. So it doesn't matter what it is, and this is the same for adults or anyone really. Anything can hold the vibrational flow of a particular person or pet. So it can be quite intense, and this is why often criminals keep things, because the energy is trapped inside. Through the act of violent crimes, for example, the energy transference is quite intense, because you have the possession and the anger of the perpetrator. Then you have the anxiety, fear, and maybe anger of the victim. And it all gets trapped into this, into the fibers, into the ground, as a memory as well. So often this is why I can go to a location and stand in a spot and get the memory imprint that was left behind through the energy transference. And it's really quite intense, and I experience it as though I am the victim. Another amazing time, and I actually have this on my Instagram on a recording. I was working with this woman who had previous abortions, so there was a little bit of scar tissue and a little bit of resistance to having a new pregnancy because of fear and guilt. So we kind of worked through those things, and as she was laying on the table, again, I saw the light on in her uterus, and I said, "Oh, I think you're pregnant." And so she said, "Oh, I don't know." And so I just kept with the energy work, and as I was working on her, suddenly in mid-air, you could hear like a sonogram of a heartbeat of a baby. And I'm so blessed to be able to have recorded that, not just for her, but for me, because it was mind-blowing and such a miracle. And sure enough, she was pregnant. So that was really moving and touching for me. Super profound. while I've had many amazing experiences with fertility and some that blow my mind, the first one that really stood out to me was a woman that was trying to get pregnant and couldn't. She tried for a number of years, and in fact, she was scheduled for injections, and this would be her last round. So she was trying anything and everything. So we did one full package of 6, and then she came back, and as she laid on the table, I saw a little light on. And I said to her, I think you're pregnant. And she said, no, I can't, because I just finished my period. And, you know, she had all these human reasons of why she couldn't be pregnant, but yet I saw the light on. And so that to me always says pregnancy. And so sure enough, she went for her injection, her scheduled injection appointment, and she was pregnant. Yay! Another experience is I had a lady come and we did energy work, and she also brought her husband. And so we did energy work on him, and sure enough, they got pregnant fairly quickly because we were just able to shift and move energy for them that was preventing them, whether it was finances or old energy or whatever. And then when she was trying for her second, she actually did it on her own, and she did become pregnant, but she lost the baby and then had difficulties getting pregnant again. So she came back to me and she said, I just want to see if this is going to work again, because it was crazy the first time. Sure enough, it worked. We shifted some energy, pulled out old traumas and fear-based energy, and she did become pregnant again. So energy is really powerful, and so is the human body, so never give up. The energy works by removing obstacles of thought patterns, residual energy of old lifetimes, and misconceptions of their birth. It's kind of complicated sometimes with the energy, because there's so many different factors that sit on a cellular level within a womb, from, you know, post-traumatic stress, their own birth, and so trauma just can sit on a cellular level. And often too, if you're not with the right partner, you will have resistance to get pregnant, because you're not supposed to, it's not in your best interest. And anything can happen because we have free will. So if you keep pushing, you will get pregnant. Thank you for tuning in today to Chronicles of a Medium. I'm your host, Maureen Hashi, psychic medium, intuitive healer. Thanks so much for tuning in and for coming back each episode and listening to me. If you really like the new format, please like, follow, and share, and help my little channel grow.